starts now, man. How about it? Thirsty Thursday, man. We are in the house, Rock Assault Radio. I'm talking about it. 106.6 to blast, man. We are bringing you the breaking latest news. We may or may not stir the shit pot tonight, but guess what? We don't give a fuck. How about that? I'm going to clear the air right now, and I'm going to preface this whole next segment on this. I will say whatever the hell I want on my radio show. If you don't like that, message me personally. I'll put you in contact with my attorney, or politely turn it off. If you're listening for the sole purpose of starting shit with me, thanks for listening. I appreciate you. I love each and every one of you. I am made possible by Dirtbag Clothing, AdamandEve.com, Revolution Auto Sales, Platinum PDR, Distant Lands Coffee, and Play More Lanes, man. RR Management. And we're broadcasting from the Merch Rock studio tonight. So before we get into the show, I'm just going to tell you what's happening tonight. We are going to, I'm going to say this, I'm continuing my coverage of Roarin Thunder Rock Fest. Of the Roaring Thunder Rock Fest. I'm continuing my coverage of that tonight. Unwritten Rules will be on later, man, to have a nice chat with us. They're getting ready to go out and break out some new news, so I'm excited to have the exclusive of that. Let's talk about the white elephant in the room. Let's just talk about it for a minute, because I want you guys to understand the amount of messages and concern that I have regarding a post that was made on I'm not going to say a fictitious festival page, not an official festival page, as far as I can tell, by all credits, by all things that are coming to me. And so basically what it amounts to is this post said that the festival is canceled, it's not happening, piss off all of you, blah, 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 kind of in a roundabout way. Let me be a little more professional about it, because I don't want to offend anybody that may or may not be listening, okay? The post said the festival is canceled and it's not happening and we're sorry. And then some groups of people around the internet continued to bash RR Management, the integrity of RR Management, the festival, everybody involved in this, that, and the other thing. Now, we're not going to get involved in that tonight. Tonight, I'm telling you guys this. Everybody and their brother has hit me up for answers in the last 18, 19 hours. As Big Will, you ask me a question, I give you the answer. Here's my rebuttal to everything that I've told all of you. I had a meeting with Roy last night. Roy is the sole owner of RR Management. He owns the property. He owns the festival. He owns the rights, the contracts, and everything to it. Roy is the money behind it. Roy is the brainchild behind it. So, that being said, I went straight to the top. I met with Roy. I had a really good meeting with Roy last night. I contacted some people after the meeting. My brother Jason, Face Melt Logistics, and we kind of had some conversation back and forth about the situation at hand. And I had a really good meeting with Roy. So I've been contacting bands and stuff all day saying, hey, listen, tune in tonight because I'm going to give you the answers. The answers are not going to come from me. The answers are going to come from Roy Workman himself. I would like to introduce to you across the table from me tonight for an exclusive, put the goddamn fire out, Roy, the Fireman Walton. What's going on, brother?
I appreciate you having me here.
I appreciate you having the balls to come on here and do this in the face of all adversity that's came your way in the last 18 hours.
Well, I don't consider it balls. I consider it, I put these festivals together to help bands. And I'm not going to be ditched or any sorts of that. I'm doing what I have to do to help bands.
Right. And right now, is it fair to say that you're in full-on survival mode?
Damage control? Absolutely.
At best. So let me ask you this. Let's just get right to the meat and the potatoes. Let's talk about the Facebook page that the post was involved on, and kind of give me some insight on that, because I want to know, was that an official representation of the festival, or was that a side deal that you, as the owner and the sole promoter of this festival, had no knowledge of?
I actually had knowledge of the Facebook pages. Me and my partner, that we split ways. She had control over the Facebook pages. She handled that end of it. Now, 2 new Facebook pages will be going up. The Country Fest will be changing names because that name I didn't understand that name was already taken and it is copyrighted.
Right.
So I will be changing the name of the Country Fest, but these festivals are still happening.
So what you're saying is that you've got a wake of shit that you've got to walk through. The main concern here tonight is regarding the Roarin Thunder Rock Fest. Now let me ask you this, because I've been in contact with some bands, and I'm just going to say this in the most professional, polite way. And you can call me a dick. That's okay. But we're here to get answers.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what I promised. And when we met last night, I told you this is how it's going to be. Woodstock. Do you remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. That left a very bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Yes, it did.
So I want to know from you and everybody listening. I'm not going to tell you how many people are tuned in because I don't want you to get nervous because you're mic shy as shit. But I want you to break down to me, in your words, what Roarin Thunder Rock Fest is going to do to set yourself apart from that nomenclature that cloud is over your head right now.
Well, I can't change the fact that my business partner and I split ways. I can't change what happened. I will be putting up new Facebook pages. The new Eventbrite page is out there already for tickets. I'm already in talks with everybody that is involved with this. Everything's still moving forward as planned. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, I mean, I think you answered that really well, because the one thing that I got from that is that you didn't try to make 1,600 different excuses. You said, listen, I can't change what's happened. I can't change what's out there. All I can do is continue to move forward and hope like hell all you bastards still support me.
Well, again, I got into this to support the bands. And most of the bands that I have talked to today personally have been very supportive of the situation at hand.
Right. And same on my end. There are a lot of questions, though, because let's move forward. So it's put out there that the festival's canceled, and I guess the upshot for you is, because it's fair to say that up until right now, up until yesterday, you were kind of an absentee owner in the fact that you delegated some responsibilities and you just kind of went on and was doing other things. And I get that. You're building a stage. You're getting your property ready. You're getting permits ready. You're meeting with the big vendors and this, that, and the other thing. I understand that. But do you see the importance now of keeping your finger on the pulse of everything, no matter what? Absolutely.
And I promise this won't ever happen again. I will have my finger in everything.
So we're getting an amazing amount of support from the bands as far as you're concerned. You are, and I told you last night, that I would help kind of reach out to some of the bands and let them know what's going on. Get some things rolling for you there as far as artist relations is concerned. And that's about where I'm at in the food chain here. I'm just a promoter of the event, and as a radio station and an MC for the thing. But I want to see it succeed because I believe in what the festival stands for. And so when this post came out, my first reaction was, what the hell just happened? So me being the smart ass I am, the only thing I said was, bullshit, let's have a festival. Right?
Exactly.
I thought I was being funny. I guess I pissed a lot of people off on the other side of the track. But guess what, motherfuckers? We're still having a festival.
Hell yeah, I am. I got off the phone with the city today because they caught wind of all the crap that was happening on Facebook. And they called me personally and said, what's going on? I said, nothing's changed. I've already paid you guys for my permits. nothing's changed. I will keep going with my festivals.
And
The city has been very supportive of this.
Right. And they almost would have no choice because it's the first time anything like this has been done. But I think the reason why this post caught so much attention, and here's what I told you last night in the meeting, and I'm not going to make any secrets about anything that we talked about last night. I told you, I said the upshot to all of this, and welcome to the music business, Mr. Roy, where you're going to get bad publicity. But there's no such thing as bad publicity, because what this thing has shown me is that there is a magnitude of interest regarding this festival. But it's watching with a vengeful eye because of what's happened before in festivals. Now, you think about the guys that are doing it right. You look around us in this area, the guys that are doing this right. Marshall Barnett at Barnett Productions is doing it right. Wayne Allison, Traumasphere Records, is doing festivals right. There's some other people doing festivals that, to all outward appearances, are doing it right, yourself included. But those festivals haven't happened yet. So what happens is that everybody, because everybody around here, it's no secret, this is a hot spot for festivals. If you can get a festival chain rolling around here, it's a win-win for the bands and the fans all the way around.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So it basically changes the scene, but everybody's watching with a vengeful eye, especially on this one in Newton, Kansas, because it's the first time anything like this has even been attempted in this area. So what this negative publicity has shown me is that there is an interest in what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I get that.
I can't get over. I didn't even realize people was paying attention as close as they are. I got over 500 messages today. And it wasn't all from bands. It's people that are anxious for this festival to come to Kansas.
We're going to get into some other really deep things here. Okay. Because the biggest thing that here's what I see the backlash is. Now, you're doing it. You took my advice and you're doing it because contrary to popular belief, Will is not stupid. I've been around this business a long time. I just have a radio station now. You know why? Because I got tired of managing bands and festivals and shit like that, because I don't envy you guys. It's a lot of fucking work. I think I'm busy, but then I see you guys, and I feel bad for thinking I'm busy.
Well, it's just like from yesterday to right now, I haven't been to bed.
Well, and you can't. But so it's safe to say that the majority of the bands have been spoke to by this point. Everybody's still on board. There's a couple that we still need to make contact with. There's a couple that had to back out for unfortunate reasons, didn't have anything to do with this per se. And so that's that. And we'll address all that later. We'll get together with some people and we'll see if we can't help you fill that stage up. But the thing that concerns me about this whole thing, and this is my big question for you. This thing has to happen without fail. This festival has to happen, Roy. You can't just pull the plug on it.
I'm not gonna.
Not only because of the immense amount of financial shit you're in if you did, but because
hold on. It doesn't even have to do with financial burden. It has to do with taking care of the bands. That's what I started this for, is because I'm tired of bands going out there and playing for fucking nothing.
You just said the F word.
I did. And
I hope your wife's not listening.
Me too.
Because you're in trouble.
I'm tired of the bullshit that's happened. And people's going to try to stop me. But guess what? None of them are fucking big enough to stop me. I will keep going with this, and I will make it successful. If I don't make a dime at this, and everybody gets paid, and it turns out to be people show up and everything's paid for, I don't make a dime. Guess what? I'm still successful.
Correct. And the passion that is running through your body right now is I hope people are feeling it on the other side of the speaker.
Oh, I can already tell you, my face is red as hell.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but here's the thing. This is what I really by asking you that question and making that statement, I wanted to fire you up because I want people to understand your passion here. See, my whole take on it from the get-go was this. Instead, because I'm a businessman, I've been around a long time. Anybody that's been in this business for any amount of time that's listening knows how this business goes. There's going to be people that talk shit on you everywhere you go. It doesn't matter. If you're in this to make friends, you're in the wrong fucking business.
Well, guess what? Let them talk shit. I'm not going to feed into that, and I'm not going to talk shit back to them. That's not what I'm here for.
We got to rise above that. So my point being is that I wanted people to understand why you're so passionate about this. And it's truly about the bands. It's not about a quick buck. It's not about this, that, or the other thing. It's about the bands.
If anybody thinks that my first year I'm going to make a dime off this, they're freaking crazy.
Yeah, you're probably, yeah, but you know what? Negative press sells tickets. So, let me segue that. You can buy tickets from 106.6theblast.com. Or you can go to the, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. There's going to be a rebranded deal. There's a new Eventbrite.
And right now, I do have Eventbrite on the RR management page and my personal Facebook page.
Right. And tonight, later on, there will be a new official Roarin Thunder Rock Fest page going up.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about this for a minute, okay? It was also put out there today that due to money issues, Saving Abel and Tantric will not be playing the show.
That's not true. I talked to Chuck Bernal yesterday, their booking agent. Everything is still set to go.
And here's why I'm going to have your back 100% on that. As we're sitting here speaking, a very dear friend of mine in the music business who is close to the Tantric camp, I'm not going to mention any names, said this to me. I spoke to Tantric today. They said, Tantric themselves said they have not changed their plans and are still playing this festival. That come right from the band.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if there's any doubt out there that this festival is not happening, I want you to shut that down now because this festival is happening.
This festival is not just happening. We're going to fucking rock it. It's just that simple.
Roy, we're going to throw one hell of a
as
rock
long
and
as
roll
you don't
party
get
out
on there with your Speedo.
I'm getting on stage with my Speedo. That's part of my contract.
Well, I don't have some of the people that I still had with me in this management company. So you know what? I say fucking do it.
Do whatever you want, Will.
Hell yeah.
No, don't tell me that.
Well, okay, we won't go that far.
So the festival's still happening. There may or may not be some open slots just because of some bands did have to back out. As I found out, some bands did have to cancel because of band issues, not necessarily because of this.
Right.
So and that's to be understood. When you have a festival with 25 bands, there's going to be things change over the period of a year.
One thing I want to bring up, they were nice enough to contact me and let me know that it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with their infrastructure like I'm going through right now.
Right. So you're basically restructuring your entire business as a model. And this thing right here is what's gonna pull it off. But in your words, because we got a little bit of time, and then I'm gonna play a couple tunes, and then we'll come back. But I want you to think about this because in your words, I want you to explain to everybody exactly what your mission statement is as far as RR management and why these festivals have to exist no matter what people try to do.
Well,
think about that.
Hold on. Like I explained to you before, I went on tour with a band. And I'm not going to mention any names. It doesn't matter. I seen how that tour was put together. And it was a shit show. It really was. And I really still feel sorry for the band that had to go through that. But even with that said, that's why I started this. Because I'm tired of bands not being paid. To me, I'm here to help every band that I can. I'm doing the best I can with what I have to work with. Now, let's be honest, this is my first festival. Are all the bands getting paid a lot of money? No. But every year it's going to grow, and it's going to keep making sure each band gets paid every year. And anybody that thinks they're going to stop me from year after year after year, they can kiss my ass.
I like it, man, because, you know, I thought all day long I've been pondering this, and I thought to myself, and I even put it on Facebook because everybody was asking me about it. I said, listen to the show tonight because, you know, bands want answers. The fans want answers. Other people in the industry want answers. And so far, I believe that you're delivering. I don't have any reason as a radio station, a media outlet that supports the bands that are on that stage and is behind this festival and is a part of this festival as an artist, because I'll be on your stage too. I don't have any reason to believe that this festival isn't going to happen.
Well, let's put it this way. Do you think I would be sitting right here with you right now if this shit wasn't going to happen? I would have tucked my tail and ran.
No, because
well, guess what? I'm not that type of person.
I would have made you look real stupid.
But again, if I'm a fake, you should make me look really stupid.
Correct. I don't have any reason to believe that any of this is not going to happen, that the bands are going to be taken care of the way that they said that they're going to be taken care of. I do know that there's a lot of band members and bands and management of the bands on this festival that are listening right now. Do me a favor, guys, and please get a hold of Roy directly, because he needs to get a copy of the contract that you guys have signed so he can honor that. Because at this point, Roy doesn't have any of that information. And
well, that was
without it.
Well, all that was handled by my other partner.
Well, but I'm saying without it, you don't know what you're supposed to be honoring. So bands, I need you guys to send Roy or me the email with the contract, and I'll get it to Roy just to make sure that you guys are taken care of. Okay.
Absolutely.
And that's where my involvement is on it. And like I said, we've got some other people that you know are behind it. You know, like I said, Face Melt put it out today. Hey, listen, you know, he's talked to me. And you know, he's gonna jump in and help wherever he can. You know, because everybody as a whole wants to see this thing go. You know what I mean? You got other festival promoters that are listening right now that are saying to themselves, you know, either, hey, this thing's for real, or this thing's full of shit. And I'll get that feedback from them. But as a whole, the community is watching, and they want to see how RR management is going to rebound from the negative stigma and make this thing happen. So I'm not going to say that you have a lot of pressure on you, because you don't. What you have to do is you just have to stay the course.
Well, as of last night, as you know, when we met, I was tripping balls.
Yeah, you were pretty freaked out when you got here.
I was, because I'm trying to figure out, well, I don't have this, because I didn't handle that part of it. But as a community in this industry, they have come together and all even reached out to me to do whatever they can to help make this successful.
And I think that's really awesome for the entire music community, especially as new as you are in the scene here locally, that people will get behind you. It shows me that what your vision is for this thing to happen is really holding true out there. So, you know, to everybody that's reached out to Roy, man, to support him through all this, thank you guys so much,
Absolutely.
man. I can't thank you enough, because I want to see this thing succeed, because it's an opportunity for me to go talk shit on stage and spend 2 days promoting my radio station.
Well, one thing I have learned,
God damn it.
one thing I have learned today is I understand more why bands do what they do, because they have the fans behind them. And I didn't quite understand that because I'm not an artist.
That ain't no shit.
Well, nobody wants to hear me sing, I promise. But with everybody that has stepped up and shown me the support, them are my fans as well. And I need to make this succeed for all of them.
And you couldn't have hit the nail on the head, man. It's about the people. It's about the
Absolutely.
bands and the people, and that's why guys like me and everybody else that does things in the music industry do it because we love it, man. From the artists to the promoters, man. I mean, you do it because you love it.
Absolutely.
And I believe that you have that love for all of these people out doing this thing, and you want to see people taken care of.
Well, let's be honest. I had more love for the bands than I did the fans until today. And now I understand what the fans are all about. And I couldn't be happier that the fans are behind all this.
So everybody pay attention, man, because we will get the new Eventbrite link out. You'll have a new Facebook page up, an official page.
Absolutely.
And you will have control
It will
of.
state official page.
So let's let that be known right now. If it's not the official, the Roarin Thunder Rock Fest page that's posting shit, it's a secondary deal and it's not valid. Any questions or any concerns need to go directly through Roy Workman. You can get him on Facebook. You can get him. Put your number out there, Roy.
Man, my number's out there all over Facebook. But again, 316-221-0758. Please don't hesitate to call.
Right. And so, that being said, I think we've kind of dispelled the fact that this thing is happening and that post was false. The information was incorrect. The festival is going to happen.
The information was false, yes.
And that's not a knock on let me just go on and say this. I'm going to step way outside of the box here. Your old partners and the people that you were doing business with that you guys have separated. As a radio station, I wish them the best of luck in whatever they get involved in.
Whatever they do from here on out, I wish them nothing but success.
Yeah, because everybody has to succeed. Not everybody can work together. That's the deal. And sometimes you don't find out until it's too late. And things like this happen. But like I said, we're not going to get into the politics of your business because that's your in-house shit. You handle that in-house. Just make the festival happen.
Absolutely.
Make sure the goddamn gate's open and the stage is lit up when we get there, and there's no problems.
Well, the bar's already set up and ready to go. So
can we go tonight? Party at Walton Park. Jesus God. Party in midnight karaoke at Walton's Park tonight.
I got the whole setup already. We're good.
Anything else you want to say, man?
Not at this time.
You got a lot of people out there, man, that are tuned in tonight listening.
I do have
this
one thing to say.
Oh God.
I just want to thank everybody for coming to me today and willing to help out.
Not a problem, brother. That's how this community works, man. Is if people believe in you, they're gonna rally around you and help you. If people didn't believe in you, because here's where you're at an advantage. At this point, you're new enough to where you haven't pissed everybody off yet. So of course, everybody's going to be willing to help you because, well, let's face it, you haven't pissed anybody off yet.
Well, I'm sure I'm pissed a few people off. Okay, quite a few, but
in general, you don't have a bad name out there yet.
I don't want a bad name. I want to help every band succeed in any way I can. That's my whole goal here.
Period.
That's the whole goal of my management company. Period.
And, like I said earlier, as an absentee owner of this thing, you are kind of starting over from scratch as far as the things that have been done because you got to get your feet wet in that. So, again, bands, if you're out there listening, man, please get a hold of Roy. Get him your contract that was signed so he can honor that because Roy has none of that information. Any vendors out there that have, got their vendor passes or whatever and all that credentials, VIP, any tickets that were sold prior to the Eventbrite change will still be honored.
Absolutely.
So no refunds needed. The festival's happening. So with that being said, there it is. You buy your ticket, show up to the show. If it has a different QRL, it's still going to be honored because you bought it prior to this. And this is something that we talked about last night. I really wanted to get out for the people to know is that this isn't a shady switch. You're taking the reins and you're running with them. And at this point, it's fair to say that you just need people in the community to rally around you and kind of help you, because at this point in the game, you're a day late and a dollar short, and you got to rebound from it to make it happen.
Absolutely. It's just like when I get my pages up, go to RR Management, share the heck out of that Eventbrite. Share the heck out of it on my personal page at R. Walton Workman, Roy Walton Workman. Please share that stuff. I need the bands to help share that stuff so we can make this successful for everybody involved.
Right. And I think that this interview with you and this conversation with you will help fire the bands up to where they're a little bit more apt to do that, because any questions that they've had about the legitimacy of this festival should have been answered tonight.
Absolutely.
And this, as soon as we're off the air tonight, is going on YouTube. So all the bands can take it and share it. This interview in its entirety will go on YouTube. And because I want people to continually hear you say, this is happening. Don't worry. It's going to happen. All you have to do is show up.
Exactly. I will make sure that this goes on. I have to say, my wife has been a big supporter of everything I'm doing, and she is behind me 1,000%. And I got to give all love to her, because I don't know any wife that can handle dealing with the crap that I'm dealing with.
I don't know any wife that could deal with you.
Well, that's true too.
So she's awesome in my book just because she puts up with you, period, outside of this.
Now, hold on. I know that your wife has to put up with you, and
You
you're
shut
a
up.
bigger asshole than I am.
You shut up. Anybody else got any questions out there, man? Feel free to get that shit to Roy and let it be known, that Roy will answer any of your questions. Understand that he is way overwhelmed right now with messages and things. His first priority is getting with the bands and making sure that they understand that this is happening and that their contract will be honored. But he's going to need you to provide him a copy of that, because he doesn't have it. It was all delegated to other people. And so you get him that, you arm him with that, this thing's happening. Gas up your vans and come to Kansas, man, because we're going to throw a rock and roll party at the Roarin Thunder Rock Fest May 3rd and 4th at Walton's Park. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Right? One of the big questions that I've had also is there was also some shit going around. I don't know. I never really seen it on Facebook. I think it was more of a messenger type of deal where the hotel and all that stuff was a bunch of bullshit. You didn't have that accommodation set up for the band. So let's talk about that for a minute.
I didn't even hear anything about that. But yes, I rented the whole hotel. The whole hotel is RA rented and taken care of. The only people that will be allowed in there is the people that had the proper credential to get in.
Right, the credentials that they need, saying that they're an artist and that they're able to be there.
Or if they're there to do anything with the festival, they will have the right credentials to get in.
Right. So that takes care of that. I think, and that's about the only other questions that I had.
Well, there is one other one that it was put out there that the Country Stampede, the festival, my country festival.
Right.
It was put out there that somebody released the deal from a attorney that if I didn't cease and desist with the name, that I would be sued, which is correct. I'm not hiding nothing. I didn't realize that name was trademarked, and that's why the name of the Country Fest will be changed.
Right. So as far as the logistics are concerned, at this point, you're now the sole proprietor of that.
Absolutely.
And so now you can handle things a little bit more in the way that you had set forth anyway. And that's not saying that the people that you had working with you were doing a bad job. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying that what happened, what transpired over the last couple days, just about not only fucked you for ever in this business and in this scene around here. But it also jeopardized a lot of bands.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what we wanted to dispel tonight is that
Well, I just want you to understand.
it's not happening.
It's not about me. If my name becomes shit in this industry because I pissed the wrong person off, I really don't give a rat's ass. It's about the bands, and that's why this is going to go forward, because it's all about the bands, period.
Right. And, you got bands traveling from all over the place, man. So, they're going to be, I know they're all over the country listening, man. And I've told everybody, tune in and I know that I've talked to some of the band's management today and I've assured them that, hey, before anybody gets excited, just listen tonight and then make your decision. So hopefully everybody understands that all of this was just a bunch of.
It was an infrastructure problem.
It was an in-house deal that should have never been made public, and it was. And the sad fact of the matter is that it went viral almost instantly.
Well, guess what? I didn't find out until everybody else on Facebook found out.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine you're sitting there working on a jet ski and like, oh, hey, that's great. My festival's canceled. What the hell?
Exactly.
I mean, that's probably exactly how it went down for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tell me, before I jump off here, because Unwritten Rules is going to be calling in about 9 minutes, and I got to drop some of the sponsors and play a couple tunes here. Tell me about your first initial thought when you seen that post.
This is bullshit. No, somebody's pulling a prank. That's exactly what I thought.
Oh, did they ever?
Oh, that's okay. I was looking to see if it was April Fool's Day.
Just remember, he who laughs last laughs loudest, my friend.
Oh, I'm going to get the last laugh.
And like I said, to everybody out there that was, that did compose RR Management, I wish all of you guys the best of luck.
Absolutely.
If you have any bands that need some airplay, send them on. We'll help everybody out. We'll work with everybody. But that's the whole thing, and that's the one thing that I wanted to clear up in this whole deal too, because there's a lot of questions come my way, like well, what's your involvement? This, that, and anything. This, that, and anything. Let's clear the air right now. My involvement is this. I'm a media outlet. I'm a radio station. It's my job to go to shows, MC shows when I'm asked, promote bands that are playing at these shows, and get asses in chairs. And that's what I do. I don't give a shit whose name's on the promotion of it.
Well, let's get this straight.
I don't give a shit whether you have your permits or not. That doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit.
Which all my permits are in order.
But I'm just saying I don't give a shit because it doesn't bother me. If I show up to your event and it's empty, I'm going to take my merchandise, I'm going to take my microphone, and I'm going to come back home and I'm going to watch football. It's not a big deal to me. I don't give a shit. What you're the one that makes the guys that are putting these things on and the promoters, you guys are the quarterbacks of this thing. Yep. If it fails, the quarterback catches all the shit.
That's a fact.
Right? So for me and myself, I'm all about the bands too. And if a band that supports my station, a band that supports my show, people that I'm friends with are playing, anybody, listen, I'm going to say this again. Anybody that's got the balls to put lights on a stage with some PA and let an independent artist play there, you can bet your sweet ass that 106.6 The Blast is going to be there somehow, some way. It might not be me. I've got representatives all over the country that go out to these shows and they represent the station. We'll be there. We support you. If the
that's
promoter,
the way it should be.
If the promoter chooses not to open the doors or turn the lights on, that's the promoter's fault, not 106.6 The Blast.
Absolutely. But I just want to make one thing clear is now I am 100% in charge.
Oh, fuck.
And just so everybody knows, everybody can kiss my white ass. This will happen.
I love it. Let's get to some tunes and take a little break, man. We'll be back. Unwritten Rules will be joining us here in a few. Get ready.